Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Bappy Ahmed and I'll be your host. So guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how we can deploy any kinds of Streamlit application on the AWS cloud. So guys, I have seen people are facing this kinds of issue like whenever they are trying to deploy this kinds of Streamlit application on the AWS cloud, they're having some error. Okay, they're facing some of the difficulties. So that's why I thought let's create one video on top of it, like how we can deploy this kinds of Streamlit, any kinds of Streamlit application you are creating. That app, like how we can deploy in the AWS cloud. So guys, here we'll be using one specific service called EC2 instance. So guys, if you don't know, EC2 is a virtual machine service from the AWS itself. So here actually you can launch any kinds of operating system. We call it instance, okay? And there actually you can do the deployment. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you two technique to do the deployment, these kinds of Streamlit application. So the first technique, I'm going to show you the simple technique. So basically we'll be like deploying one simple Streamlit application with the help of GitHub and EC2 instance. So first of all, we'll be committing our code in our GitHub, and from the GitHub itself. And guys, from the GitHub itself, we'll be cloning the repository in our EC2 machine, and from there only we'll be doing the deployment. All right. And the second technique I'm going to show you, let's say if you want to create any kinds of images, okay, let's say Docker images and all, at that time, how to do it. Okay, so here actually I have integrated another technique here. So we'll be again creating one Streamlit application, simple application. So here actually I'm going to use one simple just welcome screen application. But let's say you can take any kinds of project. Okay, it can be ML project, it can be DL project. Okay, any kinds of project you can take using Streamlit okay package, and you can do the deployment using the same video. All right, now again I will be committing the code in my GitHub, and from the GitHub itself I will be again like pulling the code in my Amazon EC2 instance, and from there only I will be creating one Docker image, and that Docker image actually I'll be pushing to the Docker Hub. So here instead of Docker Hub you can also use uh, Elastic Container Registry, that means ECR service from the Amazon itself. So this is kinds of Docker Hub only, but here I'm going to use some of the free services. I'm just telling you like how to use some of the free services as well, because see, if you're using Docker Hub you don't need to pay for it. Okay, that's why I have integrated Docker Hub with that, but you can also integrate Amazon ECR with that. Okay, it's very easy. So guys, here I'm going to show you after creating the Docker image how we can push these kinds of Docker image to the Docker Hub, and how we can store these kinds of images, okay, to the hub, so that whenever you need it, okay, later on you can pull from the hub itself. All right, so these two technique actually I'm going to show you. So first of all, let's start with our first technique, simple technique. First of all, you should have one Streamlit app. So guys, here I have already created one GitHub repository. I will give the link in the description so that you can get from here. And I have already mentioned all the commands actually you need to run, okay, to the deployment. So guys, see, this is the simple app, and if you just open this app.py, so this is just a welcome screen app using Streamlit, as you can see. See, if you're using Streamlit, like you need to write very less line of code here. See, using just 2 line of code, you can launch one welcome screen here. Okay, but let's see, if you're not using Streamlit, if you're using HTML CSS, you need to write again HTML CSS code for it. Okay, but this is the convenience of using Streamlit. If you don't know HTML CSS code, just use it. Okay, and it has some of the method already pre-built. Just try to call that and try to put your text. It will automatically launch the server for you. All right, so this is the simple application I have created. Now you just replace with any kinds of project here. Okay, no issue with that. All right, and this is the requirement.txt I have created. So the dependency you have something called Streamlit here. All right, so this is a simple app, and these are the command I have already added, okay, in this repository. So let's say we have already committed our code in my GitHub and it is presented. Okay, see, this is presented in my GitHub. Now what I will do, I will log in with my AWS console. So I have already logged in with my AWS console. As you can see, you just also log in with your account. So here I'm going to use something called EC2 service. Okay, just search for EC2, virtual service in cloud. Just go with EC2. Now here I'll be launching one instance. I'll click on launch instance and give the name of the instance. I will give just a simple Streamlit app. Okay, ST app, and select the Ubuntu machine from here. And machine image just take 22.04 LTS. It's completely fine. And here, instead of using T2 micro, just take at least 2 GB RAM here, 2 GB memory, T2 small. Okay, this one. Now you can create one key pair. This is required actually, but see, this thing we won't be using. So this key pair actually you need to get the PEM file. Okay, so let's say if you want to access your instance using some third-party tool, let's say mobile stream or let's say putty, at the time this PEM file is required. In this PEM file, it will have the security code, okay, to authenticate with your account. But if you're ignoring, so it will throw error. So it is required, as you can see. So to ignore this error, just click on the create key pair and give the name. So I'll give STR, okay, and just create the key pair. So it will download one PEM file for you. Okay, see this is the PEM file, it has downloaded. Now make sure you have selected the same thing. For me it's STR. Yeah, STR. Okay, now here just make sure you are aligning these two things, HTTPS and HTTP. These two thing you need to allow. Now take 8 GB memory, it's completely fine because we have very simple app here. All right, now I'll just launch the instance here. Now click on view instance. All right, now status should be running. Let's wait. So guys, as you can see, my status is running. Now I'll click on instance ID. So here the first thing you need to do the port mapping. Okay, so if you don't know, Streamlit runs on the port of this port. Okay, so 8501. So this is the default port actually Streamlit app will run. So you can't change this port because by default in the Streamlit they have configured this port for you. All right, so I need to add this port number in my instance I have created. Now what is the port number? It's 8501. Now to add this port in your instance, just go to the security. Okay, here you can see the security. Now here you have one option called security group. I'll click on security group, and right hand side, I think it is visible or not. Now right hand side you can see something called edit and bound rules. Okay, I'll click here. Then from here I will click on add rules. Now here you just need to select the custom TCP one. It's fine. Now just add the port here. So it was 8501. This is the port. Now here just select the 000, this one, and just click on save. Okay, click on save. Now our port has been added, as you can see, 8501. So we have successfully added this port here. I've already mentioned. All right. Now what I need to do, I need to go back to my instance. I will click on the instance, go to the instance ID again, and from here just connect your instance here. Okay, I'll just click on connect. Now let me zoom a little bit. Okay, let me clear it. All right, so the first thing, we need to execute some of the command to upgrade our instance. So let's do the sudo apt upgrade. First of all, make sure you are using this repository, how to deploy Streamlit app on a EC2 instance. Okay, I will give the link in the description. So first of all, I will copy this command. Just copy the command one by one and execute it here. Okay, let's execute. It's done. Now I'll copy the second command. Again, let's execute it. Okay, it's done. Then I will copy the third command. So guys, if you're getting this kinds of window, just press enter from the keyboard. Again, I will press enter. So it will disappear and it will install everything. All right, it's done. Now I will copy this command. So it will basically install some of the necessary tools here. Let's say git, then unzip. These are the tool actually it will install, because I need to clone this repository here. Okay, so for this I need the GitHub git install. Okay, that is why. Now let me again press enter. Okay, it's done. Then I will copy okay, so I have added 2 times this command. Okay, I will rectify it, no issue. You just need to execute 1 time. Now you need to clone the repository. Okay, so this repository you need to clone. So first of all, click on the code and copy this HTTP link address, and open up your instance. And here, first of all, let me clear it, and I'll just write git clone. Git clone. I'll paste the link here, and let's clone it. Okay, now if I do ls here, I should see the repository. Yes. Now let me go to this one. cd deployment Streamlit. Now let me clear it. Now if I again do ls, see all the files I had in my repository, it is now present here. So the first thing what I need to do, after cloning the repository, I need to upgrade my pip. Okay, so this is the command to upgrade your pip. So let me execute it here. Now it is asking for, do you want to upgrade? Yes, I'll tell yes, just give y. See it's again, so guys, this window again came, so press enter again. I will press enter. So yeah, it's done. Now let me clear it. Okay, now I need to install my requirements. Okay, so here if you see, I have requirement.txt file. If I do a ls, this is the txt file. I need to install it. So let me install. So guys, my requirement installation is done. Now I can start my server. So to start the server, this is the command, python 3 -m streamlit run app.py. Okay, because if you see here, I have my app.py here. This is the endpoint, right? And this command actually will running your app temporarily. Okay, so let me show you like what I'm saying. So first of all, let me copy the command, and if I execute this command here, all right, see my application will start. See my application is running. Now to get the application, go back to your instance. Let me go back to my instance. Here I will go to my instance id again and just copy this public ip address. Okay, copy this public ip address and take a new tab, paste it here and give the port number. Okay, give this clone port number. It was I think what is the port number? 8501. So 8501. If I give and press enter, see it will launch my Streamlit app and it will show you the welcome screen. See guys, okay, that means my application is running fine. Now if I do the refresh again, see it's running fine. Okay, now let's say if you close this terminal. Okay, let's say if I close this terminal, let me close it. I will press Ctrl C. See, I have stopped my execution here, and you can also close this terminal. You can also close it. So after closing, you will observe, if you again refresh the page, see it won't be running because you have already stopped the execution there. But what is the use of the deployment then? Okay, I want my application should be running all time. If I am also closing my AWS tab also, okay, it should be running always. So how to do it? So to run it, there is a permanent command actually you need to run. So this is the command, no hub python 3 -m streamlit run app.py. So this is the command. With that, you just need to add this no hub command. Okay, now let me copy this command. All right, now let me execute it here and I will see the magic. So if I run this command, if I come here and let's say I will close this tab. Okay, let's say I will close this tab. After closing the tab, if I again refresh this page, see it's running. Okay, it's running perfectly. That means if you want your app should be running permanently, so you can execute this command, and if you are just doing the experiment, you can run this command, temporary run. Okay, so yes guys, this is the simple deployment, like how to do the deployment on the EC2 machine. Okay, this kinds of Streamlit app. Now I will show you this one. Okay, I will show you this Docker one, like how to create the Docker image and how to like run it in the EC2 machine, and how to also push the image to our Docker hub. So before that, I just want to show you how to terminate this instance as well, because see, if you see this application is running, okay, every time it's running. Now I also need to terminate it. Okay, if you're not terminating it, if you leave it like that, so it will charge you. Okay, so it's better practice whenever you have done the deployment. If you are not using it, just try to terminate it. All right, so to terminate it, I will go back to my instance and just select the app you created here, select the instance you created. Now click on the instance state, okay, and just click on the terminate, and I will click on terminate. So you will see it will shut down, and after that, after some times, it will delete everything, all the instance form here. Okay, now if I execute it again, my instance has been deleted. That's why it's not running. Now let me close it. All right, now let me show you this approach, technique 2. First of all, I will be committing my code in my GitHub. From the GitHub itself, again, I'll be cloning my code in the Amazon EC2. Then I'll be building the Docker image. Then after building the Docker image, I'll push this Docker image to the Docker hub. All right. Now to do it, again, I need to create one EC2 machine here. So just because that this machine I have already closed. Okay, let me create a new one. I will click on the launch instance, and here I will give st docker test. You can give any name, no issue. Then again, I will select Ubuntu machine. Same version you can use, and again just go with T2 small. All right. Now select the key here, key value here. I will select the previous one I created. St test. I think it was st app. Yes. Now I'll activate this two thing. Now 8 GB is fine for me. Then I will launch the instance here. Now click on view instance. This is pending. Let's wait. It should be running. And previous one has been terminated. Okay. After some times it will delete from here. So see guys, my instance is running. Now let me click on the instance ID. So now this is the repository we'll be using. So this repository name is Streamlit app docker image. I will give the link in the description. Now here again we'll be following some of the commands. Okay. And this is the app guys. So what is the changes I have done here? I have added this docker file only here. If you see the docker file, let me open. See, this is the docker command. So first of all, I'm taking one the Python 3.8 Slim Buster image. Then I'm exposing the port to this 8501 because I already told you this Streamlit will run on this port. Then I'm installing some of the required tools here. Okay, let's say I'm first of all updating my apt get and all. Then these are the tool actually I'm installing here. Then I'm creating my working directories, and inside working directories I'm copying all of my source code. Then I'm installing my requirement.txt. After that, this is the entry command. Okay, so if you run this, so it will start your server. Okay, you can see this is the command and this is the port actually I'm giving here. So this is the docker file you need to create, and this is the docker ignore you need to create. So whatever files you want to ignore here, you can mention it. Let's say if you have created an environment here, you can ignore it because this environment I don't need, okay, for this image. That is why. Now this is the same app. If I open it, this is the same app, welcome screen, and this is the requirement.txt. Simple app. Okay, the same app, only the image I have added here. Now what I need to do, again I need to do the port mapping here. Okay, here I have already mentioned, do the port mapping to the 8501. So again, let's go to the security, and here I have this security group. Let me click here. Now right hand side you can see edit inbound rules. Click here, and let's add the rules. Custom TCP is fine. Now port should be 8501. Again just verify it, 8501. Yes. Now select this 000 block and save the rules. So once it is done, let me go back to my instance. I'll click on the instance ID. Now again I will connect. Let me do the connect. Let me clear the terminal. Okay. Now again, let's run this command one by one. So first of all, I will copy this command. I'm doing the sudo upgrade here. It's done. Now let's copy the second one. Sudo apt-get update. Just give y to continue. Now it's giving this window. Press enter. Okay, it's done. Now let me clear. Okay. Now what I need to do, because I already told you I'll be using Docker here. So to use the Docker in the EC2 instance, you first of all need to install the Docker. So to install the Docker, these are the command actually you need to execute. Okay, so let's copy one by one. I will again copy this command. So guys, it's done. Now let's copy the third command. All right, now I'll copy the last command. So I hope my Docker should be installed now. Now to check the Docker, just write this command, docker hyphen hyphen version. Okay, if you run this command, it should show the version of the Docker. See, this is the Docker version. That means my Docker has been installed and it's running. Now, what you need to do, you need to clone this repository. So again, I will copy this link of the repository. Make sure selected HTTPS now. Just write git clone, paste it. So it has already cloned. Now to check it, just write ls command, see streamlit docker image, it's there. Now let's go inside. I'll just write cd streamlit. All right, now if I do ls, see all the files should be present here. All right, now let me clear it. Now what I will do, first of all, I need to build a docker image. Okay, to build a docker image, this is the command you need to execute. So I will just copy this command, docker build hyphen t. Then you need to specify the username. So see, here I'm going to push my docker image to my docker here hub. So first of all, you just need to log in with your docker hub. So let me search for docker hub. So this is the docker hub. Make sure you have created account here and logging with your account here. So I already have the account and it is already logged in. And here I had some image, okay, present previously. So this image actually I already created with the names, with the same name, st app I've already created. So I'll change the name only. All right. So first of all, what I will do, I will change the name, then I will build a docker image. So let me copy this command first of all. Copy this command. I'll take a new tab and here I will change the name of the app only here. So st app. Let's give one here. Okay, let's give one here because it was st app here. All right, now I'll give just one, st app one latest. Otherwise, let's change the name here. I'll give st test app. Okay, this is the name I have given. Now let me copy the command and here I will execute it. This is the command, docker build hyphen t. This is the username of your docker hub, ENTBappy. As you can see, ENTBappy. Make sure you are giving your username, not my username. All right, and slash your app name, like docker image name you want to create, and the tag. This is the latest like image I want to create, and dot means it will take the docker file from the here itself. All right, now let me execute the command. See, it will first of all build a docker image of your entire source code. So it may take some time. Let's wait. I will come back when it is done. So guys, you can see my image building is done. Now, if you want to check whether this image has been built or not, there is a command, just run docker images hyphen a. Okay, so this is the command. Now you can see this image has been built. Okay, this is the same name I have given, latest, and this is the image ID, and 2 minutes ago it has created, and the size of the image is 925 MB. All right. Now what I will do, my image has been built. Now I need to first of all test whether this image is correctly running or not here. Okay, so this is the command. So let me copy the command. I'll copy the command and I will just change the name of my app here. Instead of st app, I'll give st test app. And guys, the same command you can run from your Docker desktop as well. Let's say instead of launching Docker in the EC2 instance, you can also install Docker in your local, and you can also build the image, and from here only you can push the image to the Docker hub. Okay, that's how you can also do. But I'm expecting most of you won't be having Docker installed in your system. That's why I'm everything doing in the like you can say cloud server. All right, but you can also run it from your local machine also. It's completely fine. Now this is the command you just need to run. Now let's run it. Yeah, so if you execute the command, so it will basically run this image, and here I'm doing the port mapping. It will run on this port, and I'm running on detach mode. Okay, detach mode bit. If you are also closing this tab, it will keep on running. All right, now this is the app name I'm giving here, ENTBappy st app test. Okay, this is the app name. Now let me execute. See, this image is running. Now to test it, I will go back to my instance again. Click on the instance ID, copy this public IP address, and paste it in a new tab and give the port number as 8501. Now see, this app is running fine. All right. Okay, this app is running, and see, we have first of all containerized our entire source code, okay, using Docker, and this Docker image we are running. This is like more powerful deployment, guys, okay, than your previous one, because here you have containerized your code using the help of Docker. Now it is running on the Docker container. All right. Now this thing is fine. Now what I will do, see guys, I have one image here, it is present here, but let's say you also want to store this image to some storage. Okay, let's say if you want to use this image later on, so you can use Docker Hub, you can push this image to the Docker Hub here, and whenever you need it, you just call from here. So let's do it. So before that, what I will do, first of all, I will stop the container. Okay, stop the container, because I want to run my image from my Docker Hub only. Okay, so for this is the command I have already given here. First of all, if you want to see whether any image is running or not, any container is running or not, just write docker ps. Docker ps. So if you run this, see, one container is running. Now I need to stop the container. To stop the container, just run this command, docker stop. Here, just write docker stop. Should be stop, and give the container ID. Just copy and paste it here. Now it has been stopped. Now if I again run the same command, docker ps, see, there is no container running, but I also need to delete this container, because see, it's not running, but this container is present. Okay, it will occupy my memory. So if you want to delete it, just execute this command, copy and paste it here. So it will remove all the containers. See, it has deleted my container. Now what I will do, first of all, I need to log in with my Docker Hub. So this is the command. Let's copy and paste it here. Docker login. So it will ask for the username. Make sure you are giving the same username whenever you try to log in with your Docker Hub. Okay. So I'll give my username. It was ENTBappy. And it will ask for the password. The same password you need to use in your Docker Hub only. Okay. So let me give my password. See, it will say tell you login successed if it is done. Now I need to push my image. So to push the image, this is the code, docker push. Now let's copy and just let me now see connection error, because I have already deleted my container. Okay, now let me close it. Otherwise, let's keep it. Here, I will just change the name. It should be st test app. Now, if I do it, so I think you remember I had one image here, docker images -a. See, this is the image I need to push to my Docker Hub. Now this is the command. I'm giving the same name, as you can see. Now let's execute. Now see, it's pushing this image to my Docker Hub. Now let's wait. Once it is done, you will see the image there. So guys, you can see my image has been pushed. Now let's go back to my Docker Hub and let's refresh. Now see, this st-app test is present. Okay, that means we have successfully pushed our image in the Docker Hub. Now if you click here, this is the public view. Just click on the public view, and if you want to pull this image, this is the command. Okay, docker pull st-app. But before pulling it, first of all, I will delete my local image I have in my instance. First of all, let me delete it. Clear. Sorry, it should be clear. Now if I show you docker images -a, see, already I have one image, the same image. First of all, I will delete it. To delete this image, you need to run this command. So here, docker rmi, let's run it. Docker, sorry, it should be docker rmi. Now just copy the name of the repository. Copy and paste it here. So it's done. Now if I again execute my docker image, now see, there is no repository. Now I can pull this repository. Just copy this command, docker pull, and sorry, it should be paste. Yeah. Now if I pull it, see, now it has pulled. Now if I again run this command, docker images a, now see, this image is present again here. Okay. Now what I will do, I will execute the same image or again. So this is the command I executed. Let me copy. Only I just need to change the name. So it should be st app test. Sorry, it should be st test app. Copy and execute it. Okay, it's running. Now let's go back to my app and let's refresh this page again. Now guys, see, it's running. Okay, that means we have successfully deployed and we have also successfully pushed this image to our Docker hub. It is working fine. Now if you're not using it, you can also terminate it. I already showed you how to terminate. Just go to the instance and select the instance you want to terminate and click on the instance state and terminate the instance. All right, yeah. So yes guys, so this is all about the deployment, guys. Okay, how to deploy this kinds of Streamlit app on the AWS cloud. I hope you like this particular video. If you have liked this particular video, try to subscribe to my channel, try to share this video with your friends and family. And this is the request, guys, to everyone. Try to support my channel so that I can bring this kinds of content more in future. Okay, so yes guys, this is all about from my side. Thank you so much for watching this video and I will see you next time.